welcome to C1 Novel and Vocab Week 10. And this is for our novel. So let's get started. Today, we'll be going over difficult phrases from our novel. And this is for cultural fluency. By becoming familiarized with different slang and colloquialisms from our book, students will be able to relate to the novel and incorporate, which means to use, these phrases to convey their ideas more precisely with your friends and in your everyday conversation. And today we'll be looking at chapters 7 through 8. So first, please turn with me to page 84. Make sure you have your book and make sure that you're turning to the actual pages with me. Okay, I'll go starting from the second indent, and it says, when I got home from school, I was planning on going straight to my room to draw a picture of me with a new best friend. But my dad was putting on his raincoat and it was not raining out. Fighting pigeons is not for the weak-hearted, he said. It takes superhuman courage and resourcefulness and cleverness. So what does it mean here to be weak-hearted? Think of your heart as part of you that feels brave and strong when you're facing something scary or tough. When someone says that they're weak-hearted, it means that the person's heart isn't feeling very brave or strong. They may get scared easily, or maybe they may feel nervous in tough situations. In this quote, they're saying that dealing with the pigeons may be scary and challenging, but that they're going to be brave. So having to fight pigeons is not for those who are nervous and scared. You have to be brave. Examples of when we might use the term weak-hearted include if someone is afraid of going on a roller coaster, say, because they get scared easily, you might say they're weak-hearted. Or if a friend is nervous about giving a presentation in front of the class, you might encourage them by saying, don't be weak-hearted, you can do it. Or when talking about a scary movie, you might say, it's not for the weak-hearted, meaning it's not for people who get scared easily. In each of these examples, weak-hearted is used to describe someone who lacks courage or bravery or confidence in facing something that is challenging or an intimidating situation. So here, weak-hearted, I put a picture of someone who is very scared and someone who's touching their heart. You're like, I'm very weak-hearted. Are you weak-hearted or are you full of confidence? I hope you're full of confidence. Let's go to the same page. I'm going to continue reading where I left off, okay? It says, when my dad talks like this, it means he has a new idea. You have another battle plan? I asked. Yup, he answered. And it's a doozy. I'll probably be promoted to journal for this one. It's a doozy. What's it's a doozy mean? The phrase, it's a doozy, is an idiom that means something is impressive, remarkable, or unusually difficult. It's often used to describe situations, events, or things that stand out in some type of way. So imagine you're talking about a really big, exciting roller coaster ride. You might say, wow, that roller coaster, it's a doozy. It means a roller coaster is super thrilling and exciting, like nothing you've experienced before. Now, let's talk about where this phrase came from. The origin of the phrase doozy isn't entirely clear, but it is thought to have originated from the United States in the early 20th century. It may come from the word daisy, which was used colloquially, meaning by saying, to mean something remarkable or extraordinary. So we may use this example of when we're playing a video game with a friend, and you come across a really challenging level that's full of obstacles and surprises. You might say, whoa, this level, it's a doozy, because it's especially difficult and exciting. So when someone says it's a doozy, it means that they're saying that something is remarkable or unusually challenging, like a roller coaster or a very difficult level in a game. Say that you got your vocabulary test one day, and it's super hard, unlike any of the weeks before. You're like, oh, teacher, this one's a doozy. This one's hard. Or maybe you're having a math problem and all of a sudden you have a super, super hard math problem. You can say, oh, that's a doozy. I don't know if I can do it. Meaning very hard and difficult. Page 86. Let's go to page, oh, that's my vocabulary workbook. Page 86, the next page. I'm going to go from the middle. It says, then he pulled, in the middle of the page. Then he pulled a brown plastic owl from a bag. He got a ladder and climbed up and put the owl right on top of the lion's head over the lobby door. I asked him what it was for. The pigeons will take one look at that owl and then they'll head for the hills. Well, for another building. Pigeons are deathly afraid of owls. Yep, I'll probably be knighted. Head for the hills. What does head for the hills mean? The idiom head for the hills means to flee or to escape quickly, meaning to run away, especially to seek safety from a danger or from trouble. It originates from the idea of seeking higher ground in order to avoid floods and natural disasters. So head for the hills, so say that there's a flood, meaning there's all this water rising, rising, and rising. So people would say before, head to the hills or head for the hills, meaning go for higher land to be safer. So you need to stay safe from the flood, so you say head for the hills. But here, they're saying head for the hills because they mean that the pigeons will just run away. It's saying that the pigeons will see the owl, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that owl is so scary. It's a predator. And then they'll flee and run away to another building. So when someone says head for the hills, they're telling you to run away quickly to avoid danger or trouble just by seeking higher ground, like from a flood. And you can see all these people running away, heading for the hill. 97. Let's go to page 97. I'm going to read from the very top. And it says, Margaret's apartment was on the 5th floor. But I didn't think Margaret's mother was about to let a common criminal use her window. The man who lives on the 6th floor smells like mothballs, so I never visit him. The people who live on the 7th floor were away on vacation while their apartment got painted. Mothballs. What are mothballs? So here, you just needed to know it. Mothballs are these white little balls here. Small balls that smell very strong and are often used to keep bugs away from our clothes. So we'll put these mothballs in our closet. When something smells like mothballs, it has a strong and unpleasant odor, kind of like medicine or chemicals. In the quote, the author says that the man smells like mothballs, right? They mean that the man has a very strong and not good smell. So that's why Clementine, the narrator, doesn't want to visit him. The author might have compared the man's smell to mothballs to make us feel a bit uncomfortable about him. This helps show why Clementine doesn't visit him, because of his stinky smell. Also, saying he smells like mothballs could mean he's a bit old-fashioned, because not many people use mothballs anymore. So the comparison here helps us imagine how bad the man smells and how Clementine didn't want to be around him. So here I put a picture of our mothballs, these white balls that you put near your clothes to keep the bugs away. My parents used to put mothballs in our closet when I was growing up, but not anymore. Page 100. Page 100. Let's start from the very top. It says, when the clerk brought out the picture of Polka Dotty, my heart hurt so much I couldn't breathe for a minute. She looked so beautiful, that big, and I missed her so much. So what does it mean to have your heart hurt? The idiom heart hurts is used to describe a feeling of emotional pain or sadness, as you can tell in my pictures here. When someone says that their heart hurts, they mean that they're feeling very sad or upset about something. So in this quote, the Clementine is saying that her heart hurts after seeing the picture of Polka Dotty. It means that she's very sad. So here, it doesn't really mean that your heart actually physically hurts, but it just means that when you're sad. Sometimes, for some examples, you can use it. If a friend tells them that they can't play together because they're busy, they may say, my heart hurts because I wanted to hang out with you. Or if you saw a sad movie and it made you cry, you can say, oh, that movie was so sad, my heart hurts. Or, like in the story, if they lose a pet, they can say, I miss my pet so much, my heart hurts. So in all these examples, heart hurts is used to describe the deep emotional pain or sadness that someone feels because of something. So in both of these pictures, we have a broken heart with people looking very sad. She's sad and she's here crying. Page 103. I think I'm going a bit too fast right now. Page 103. Let's start from the very top. That would be great, my dad said. A miracle. Except, of course, first you'd have to convince 1,000,000 pigeons to move. But if I could, would that solve the problem? You wouldn't care if they messed all over the sidewalk in the side alley? Nope, not a bit. Nobody uses it. That alley could be knee-deep in pigeon splat, and nobody would even notice. Far away, I'd say. First, knee-deep. Here, I didn't highlight it here. But knee-deep means to be very deep in something that it comes all the way to your knees. So if you're in knee-deep snow, that means the snow came all the way to your knees. I would love to see that in Busan, but I don't think it would ever happen. So here, fire away. The phrase fire away likely originated from military terminology, particularly in the context of firing cannons, like in this picture here, when they're shooting, like their guns and weapons. But over time, the expression evolved to be used in a broader sense. So we don't always just say fire away for cannons, but we say it for anything. But it's now commonly used to encourage someone to begin or to proceed to continue with an action without hesitation, without stopping. So here, the imagery associated with the phrase fire away means to do something, like firing a cannon. It's a way of urging someone to move forward to do it and just, I don't care. So here, father is saying, yeah, the pigeons could fire away their splat, meaning their poop. They can poop wherever they want, continue and fire away. Poop, 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 poop. So this is their solution to not having the poop on the stairs, but to the side in the alleyway. Fire away! If I were to say, we can also say in an easy way. We're like, I can ask you, do you want some popcorn? And you'll say, I would love some popcorn. Fire away! Meaning, go get to it. Oh, this is the last one. Page 106. This wasn't really a difficult thing, but I just kind of wanted to copy how this would have been said if mom was actually there. Page 106, let's start from the very top, the first indent. It says, unfortunately, they didn't have those faces very long. After dinner, my mother said she'd better get a little work done. Then she went to the cupboard to get her special markers, which are still in Margaret's room. You used my... Not the permanent. Those are for... What were you... It's a very bad sign when my mother can't finish her sentences. So she's trying to say all of these sentences. You use my... Not the permanent. Those are for... What were you... So she kept trying to say a sentence, but she wasn't able to. And then she says here, her mom can't finish her sentences when she's very angry. I just wanted to kind of reread it to you so that you're able to picture how her mom could have been, So maybe sometimes when you're angry too, you can't finish your sentence. You're like, but what if but I could have, to stop in between. Very good. Thank you. And now it is time for you to review and self-study. And this is for contextual mastery again. Review these phrases again. Watch it again, because I went a bit too quickly for this video. You read out loud the phrases instead of me, and reread the novel where these phrases came from. So don't just read the phrases, but maybe read the page before it and read the page after it. After that, you can complete your novel homework, and maybe we should add in rereading the 2 chapters again, because 2 chapters is very short for you to read for homework. Okay, and that is all we have for you today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next week, right? I'll see you guys in week 11. Bye!